Hi everybody, so in this video I'm going to show you how to create an assistant for your company, or essentially a genie. So as you know, myReach lets you create an internal tool for your team or an external agent for customer support, lead generation, and so much more. The best thing is that setup is simple. I will show you now. There is no coding required and it literally takes less than 10 minutes to set up. So now businesses of all sizes are able to have a custom AI chatbot trained on their own data live on their website in minutes. So essentially it is a simple three-step process. The first thing you have to do is centralize all of your company's knowledge, which is what I have done here. There are other videos where I show you how to set up your knowledge base, how to integrate, upload your data, essentially give the Genie the content that it needs to be able to answer questions. The second thing that you do is to create, customize, and upload your Genie on your website. And once that is done, you can monitor and get insights into user behavior, who your users are, or your leads, your potential customers, what they're looking for, what information is missing on your website, essentially understand who they are, what they want, and what you can do to improve the information that you give or what you can do for them. So I have already gone ahead and created one so that I can show you all the customizations, how to set it up, how it works, and also let me show you. Right, so as you will see now, it is entirely customizable, so you can fit it to your company's style, tone, voice, colors, anything at all. So the most important thing to do first is to decide the knowledge scope. This is essentially the workspace where it bases the answers from. So you decide where the information is pulled from and what data, what sources the chatbot uses to answer questions. Now let's first go here to customization just to be able to show you. So you've got the logo of your company that you can put, the title and subtitle that appears here. So standard, this is what we have. So help and support, an AI assistant, but you can customize it to whatever you prefer that fits your company more. Then you've got the colors that you can change it to fit your company's colors. And what we've got here is the preview of what the chatbot looks like when it will be live on your website. So as you change colors, as you change titles, you will see that it changes here as well. So let's see, AI support, for example. You see it changes automatically. Right, so you've got the colors. Then if we go more into detail, you can choose whether it's on the bottom right or bottom left of the page, the icon that appears when the chat is closed. So this is what it looks like when someone goes onto the website. They see this on the bottom right corner. The message that appears here, the start pop-up message, you can customize it as well. And if you double space, how can I assist you? It will appear in two separate messages. So you can either have it in two separate messages or as one message, which is the standard that it set up in the beginning. Then this is the welcome message. So the first message when they open the chat, all of this will be empty because there hasn't been a conversation yet, but there's the first message that the chat writes. That is what you can start with. And the quick questions are the questions that appear here at the bottom, which essentially a person can just click on it. It asks it automatically. So for your most common questions that you get, you can just have them here and it automatically provides those. So there's a few more options of customizations. We've got the AI persona as well, which is essentially instructions as to how your chatbot should communicate, ensuring that it engages with users appropriately, that it uses the style and tone and voice of your company. So these are instructions that you can give it, essentially base prompts. You can work around with this and modify them and edit them as you go. Essentially, make sure that the overall user experience is what you want it to be, that it fits your company. So the next thing that we have here is categories. Categories is a very useful way to be able to understand what questions are being asked, essentially to be able to categorize them. So you can create your own categories depending on your use case, and then you're able to filter questions and answers from the chat into these categories, so you can see what people are asking about, what concerns they have, whether there are any problems. So you could, for instance, have a category about complaints, because it also works with sentiment analysis. The important thing is the description that you write here, that it is clear and it explains properly what that category means to you. So for instance, if you've got orders, any question about a customer order, defects, shipping, these are just some examples that I have done, but it is completely up to you, depending on your company, on your use case. You can decide what your categories are. One thing that you can do to add more detail, as you see this first one has more detail to it. So if a person asks a question that belongs to this category, essentially here, if a person wants to speak to an agent, it detects that this is a question about agents. So what it can do is ask a follow-up question with an email input or a button to submit a ticket. You can do it here as well, for example, to sign up to the newsletter where they can leave their email. Essentially, the options are endless. It is all up to you and your use case, how you want to do it. So now, when you're ready to launch your chatbot, what you have to do here in the general settings, you've got the script here that you can embed it anywhere on your website, on the web pages where you want it to appear, and it will appear on your website. So if you want to test it before, you can also preview it in full page, and this is an example of how it would look on your website. So what you do is you write your website here in the search bar, the website appears in the back. You can get a feel of the look and feel, whether everything's working well or if there's anything you want to change before making it go live. So once it is live, what you've got is statistics of what is happening with your chatbot. Essentially, how many sessions there are, what questions they're asking, how many messages, the categories. So as I showed you before, how to create categories. Here you can see what people are asking about most. Essentially, everything about your widget. Then you've also got messages, so you can see all the conversations, what category they belong to. If you click on one, you can also see the conversation that there has been with that client. This also with chats, so it's either message by message here, or in chats, it groups all the chats into each conversation. This is an overview of everything, of the chats, messages, statistics, the settings, how to customize it. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next video.